In the mountains of Iran, someone's alarm just went off. He doesn't know it yet, but in 30 minutes, he'll be dead. This is Fordo, Iran's most protected nuclear facility, buried 80 meters beneath solid granite, guarded by surface-to-air missiles, home to Iran's fastest uranium centrifuges. And in 12 minutes, it becomes ground zero. You're looking at a Ghost AB-2 Spirit stealth bomber, flying at 40,000 feet, invisible to radar, carrying a single weapon in its belly. 30,000 pounds of American engineering, designed for one purpose: to crack mountains. To understand why America just bombed Iran, we have to go back to when Iran was America's friend, back to when Israel sold weapons to Tehran, back to a kingdom that fell and became an empire of vengeance. Before the revolution, Iran was America's crown jewel, and two enemies found an unlikely friendship: Iran and Israel, two non-Arab powers, both backed by America, both threatened by their neighbors. Oil revenues flowed to Western corporations. Iran's military bought Americans' weapons, but the profits never reached the slums. The final insult came in 1953, when Iran's democratically elected prime minister tried to nationalize Iranian oil. The CIA overthrew him, installed the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, as America's puppet. While the Shah's elite lived in palaces, ordinary Iranians watched their culture disappear. Alcohol flowed in Tehran's nightclubs. Traditional values crumbled. Iranians never forgot. America had stolen their democracy, stolen their oil, stolen their dignity.
My father fought for the Shah. He believed in the dream of a modern Iran, but dreams don't feed children.
Brothers, we suffer while the Shah's friends grow fat on our oil. The Shah is a puppet. Islam demands justice. Justice demands revolution.
The sermon was being recorded, smuggled across the country. The voice of a 78-year-old exile toppling a kingdom with cassette tapes.
These tapes spread like wildfire, factory to factory, village to village. A 78-year-old exile was toppling a kingdom with nothing but words. By December 1978, the kingdom was cracking. Strikes paralyzed the oil fields. The military wavered. The Shah's allies fled. On January 16, 1979, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi boarded a plane to Egypt. He would never return. Neither would the Iran he built. On February 1st, 1979, Ayatollah was back. 3 million people came to welcome him home, the largest gathering in Iranian history. They saw a grandfather. America saw something else. 10 days later, the Islamic Republic was born. 30 years of alliance with America erased. Friendship with Israel declared an unholy betrayal. The Shah's Iran was dead. Something darker had taken its place. November 4th, 1979, the revolution had triumphed. The Shah had fled. Ayatollah Khomeini now ruled, and for a brief moment, life seemed to be returning to normal. Or so they thought. When America granted the exiled Shah entry for cancer treatment, it sent shockwaves through Tehran. To the revolutionaries, this wasn't compassion, it was a warning. They believed Washington was plotting to bring the Shah back again, and this time they weren't going to let it happen. In 67 minutes, they overran the US Embassy. 52 Americans taken hostage, blindfolded, bound, displayed before the world. For 444 days, they became bargaining chips in a game of fury and pride. The world watched in disbelief. America was humiliated. Iran had just declared loudly and unapologetically that the old rules were gone. This was no longer diplomacy, it was defiance. And in that moment, the Cold War in the Middle East truly began. And in the middle of that chaos, a soldier emerged, Qasem Soleimani, son of a former veteran of the Iran-Iraq War, a master of invisible warfare. While others generals planned conventional battles, Soleimani saw something different. Iran didn't need a bigger army, it needed a smarter war. If you can't defeat your enemies, surround them. And if you can't invade their countries, make their neighbors your allies. Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, Shia militias in Iraq, the Houthis in Yemen, all funded by Iran, loyal to Tehran, all aimed at Israel. For 20 years, Soleimani built his empire, moving like a ghost between battlefields, Baghdad to Beirut, Damascus to Sana'a, always in the shadows, always one step ahead. Western intelligence called him the Shadow Commander. His own fighters call him Haj Qassem, the father. But Israel was watching, and Israel was planning.
Stuxnet infected and damaged the Iranian nuclear program.
Stuxnet is the first time where we've seen significant physical damage created by a cyber attack.
Operation Olympic Games, the Stuxnet virus, a computer virus designed to make Iranian centrifuges spin themselves to death. 1,000 machines destroyed, no fingerprints, no claims of responsibility, just chaos. Iran knew, they always knew, but knowing and proving are different things. For Soleimani, each attack was personal. The question wasn't if he would retaliate, the question was how and when. He wouldn't have to wait long. October 6, 2023, Simchat Torah, a day of celebration in the Jewish calendar. Meet Sarah, a 22-year-old art student from Tel Aviv. She's at the Novo Music Festival with 300 other young people dancing until sunrise, living without fear. In 12 hours, 2/3 of them will be dead.
Today we break the cage. Today Palestine strikes back.
Mom, they're shooting everyone! I can't find...
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
On October 7th, Hamas launched the biggest ever terror attack on Israel.
Over 1,000 rockets were launched at Israel from Gaza.
With the worst of the horrors in Israel and Gaza so far, entire Jewish families, including newborn babies, have been found slaughtered in their homes by Hamas terrorists.
Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, planned for 2 years, funded by Iran, executed by Hamas, the largest terrorist attack in Israeli history. In 6 hours, over 1,200 people killed, babies burnt alive, grandparents shot in their beds, entire families executed in their safe rooms. Sarah's body was found 3 days later. She died holding her phone. Her last message unsent: I love you. Within hours, Israeli F-35s were over Gaza. The response was swift, overwhelming, merciless. But this wasn't just about Hamas anymore. This was about the octopus, and Israel was ready to cut off every tentacle. Tehran, January 2024. A high-ranking IRGC colonel leaves his favorite restaurant for his car. The car explodes, he's dead. No witnesses, no claims. Just another accident. Beirut, March 2024. A Hezbollah commander's apartment building collapses. Gas leak, the authorities claim. But the man lived on the 15th floor and the explosion came from above. Damascus, April 2024. Iran's embassy compound, supposedly untouchable, protected by international law. Israeli missiles didn't care about the law. One by one, Iran's most valuable assets were disappearing, and the message was clear. Nowhere is safe. No one is untouchable. We will find you. By spring 2024, Iran had a choice: negotiate from weakness or build the ultimate insurance policy, nuclear weapons.
From there, it's only a few months, possibly a few weeks, before they get enough enriched uranium for the first bomb. The foremost sponsor of global terrorism could be weeks away from having enough enriched uranium for an entire arsenal of nuclear weapons.
Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year.
Tower, this is Phoenix. All systems green.
Phoenix, you are cleared for Operation Rising Lion. Godspeed.
12 F-35s, invisible to radar, carrying bunker busters. The target, Iran's nuclear heart. And Iran, they had no idea Israel was coming. Isfahan, direct hit on the uranium conversion facility. Porto, 2 bunkers busters penetrate the mountain complex. Iraq, heavy water reactor destroyed. Bushehr, backup power systems eliminated. In 28 minutes, Israel has set Iran's nuclear program back by years. The cost? 127 Iranian scientists and technicians dead. The message? We will not allow you to build nuclear weapons.
People in Israel and Iran are bracing for more airstrikes after Tehran made good on its pledge to retaliate for Israel's attacks on its nuclear sites and other targets.
600 Iranian missiles were coming, and Israel's defenses were designed for dozens. The Knesset took a direct hit, miraculously empty. A hospital in Haifa wasn't so lucky. The most expensive military aircraft ever built, each one worth more than the GDP of some countries, invincible to every radar system on Earth, and carrying the most powerful non-nuclear weapon in the American arsenal. The bomb fell for 11 seconds. At impact, it was traveling at 800 miles per hour. Inside, Iran's most advanced centrifuges were vaporized, along with 63 of the country's top nuclear scientists. The world watched two middle powers exchange blows. Now a superpower had joined the fight, and nobody knew how to make it stop. Every war plants seeds of the next war. Every airstrike creates new enemies. Every ceasefire is just time to reload. Iran's nuclear program, pronounced dead, was very much alive, deeper underground, more dispersed, impossible to stop. In the end, nothing changed. Iran still wants the bomb. Israel still wants to stop them. America still believes in overwhelming force, and the children still pay the price. The next war is already scheduled. The only question is, who will be left to fight it? The countdown to detonation never stops.